Students, yesterday we learned about acidic
Good
salt.
morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Yesterday we learned about acidic salt, basic salt, and neutral salts. And also we learned about sodium chloride, that it is neutral salt. We take it as common salt, table salt. We use it in our food. We studied about the Dandi March, which plays very important role in the independence of India. Today we will start our topic from here. Common salt are raw materials for chemicals. Common salt. Formula of common salt is
NaCl,
NaCl. And which type of salt it is?
neutral salt.
Neutral salt. Why it is neutral salt? Because it is made by the action of
An equally strong base and
an
equally strong acid.
NaOH, equally strong base, equally strong acid.
Acid.
Okay, so common salt thus obtained is an important raw material for various materials for daily use, such as sodium hydroxide, baking soda, washing soda, bleaching powder, and many more. You have to learn this point, that the sodium salt, raw material for sodium hydroxide, for baking soda, for washing soda, for bleaching powder, and many more. Okay, now we will study it in detail. Let us see how one substance is used for making all these different substances. Now we will study about NaCl. It acts as raw material for various substances. We will study about them in detail. Okay. So first is sodium hydroxide. First is sodium hydroxide. What is the formula of sodium hydroxide?
NaOH,
NaOH. NaOH is base or acid?
base.
Why can you say that it is base?
Ma'am, because hydroxide ions are there.
Hydroxide ion is there. OH minus ion is there. Molecules having OH minus ion on dissolving in liquid, sorry, in water, show basic character. Okay. So sodium hydroxide, we are preparing here sodium hydroxide where NaCl acts as raw material. NaCl acts as raw material. Student, we have done this one. Okay. Firstly, I will tell you here what is going on. Here we have taken NaCl. AQ means
Aqueous solution.
aqueous solution, sodium chloride aqueous solution. And students learn this point. General name of it is brine. Suppose in examination you are getting what is brine or objective type one word, so it is brine. Okay. So electricity is passed through NaCl, aqueous solution of sodium chloride. It is called as brine. It decomposes in sodium hydroxide, chlorine, and hydrogen. And this process by which we are getting sodium hydroxide is known as chloralkali process. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Why chloralkali? Chlor means
It stands for chlorine, and
chlorine, and
we have
alkali,
alkali.
alkali,
Alkalis.
NaOH. Chloralkali process, because the products are formed chlor for chlorine and alkali for sodium hydroxide. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So students, what we are doing, we are preparing sodium hydroxide by which why NaCl solution, NaCl aqueous solution is known as brine. Okay. When electricity pass through it, we get chlorine, alkali, and hydrogen gas. Due to the formation of these two, it is known as chloralkali process. Students, you have to note it down in your notebook. Okay. Underline it with me, and after the class you can write sodium hydroxide. When electricity is passed through an aqueous solution of sodium chloride called brine, it decomposes to form sodium hydroxide. The process is called the chloralkali process. Why chloralkali? Because of the products formed, chlor for chlorine and alkali for sodium hydroxide. You have to write these complete statements, and after that you have to write this equation also. Okay, friends? So write it after the class.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Chloralkali process. Friends, we have to prepare this diagram also, but before that we will discuss something. Friends, hydrogen, and this one is chloride. Hydrogen is positively charged or negatively charged?
Positively charged.
Positively charged. And Cl is
Negatively charged.
Negatively charged.
negatively charged.
Negatively.
As it is positively charged, so where we will get it? Anode, at anode or at cathode?
Ma'am, cathode.
Why cathode? Because cathode is
Negatively charged.
negatively charged. Student, remember this point. Cations. Cations are positively charged. Cations are attracted towards the cathode because it is negatively charged. And where we will get chloride?
Anode.
Anode.
Anode. It is
Positively charged.
positively charged. Are you okay with it?
Yes, ma'am.
Now I will explain about the diagram. You can see here the diagram. So what is brine solution? Who will tell me? Brine solution,
Sodium chloride dissolved in water.
sodium chloride, aqueous solution of sodium chloride. So friends, here we can see, here it is membrane, semi permeable membrane to separate the ions. Okay, here it is brine containing NaOH. Here we are getting hydrogen gas. This hydrogen gas is used as fuels, margarine, ammonia for fertilizers. You know the meaning of margarine?
No, ma'am.
एक second, I will confirm. And chlorine is used as, it is a food product, margarine, made principally from one or more vegetable or animal fats. In that it is used. Okay, chlorine gas. It is used in water treatment in swimming pools, in PVC. PVC is polyvinyl chloride, disinfectants, CFCs, chlorofluorocarbons, pesticides. So from here we are getting brine. Okay, chlorine gas here, hydrogen here, positively charged anode, negatively charged cathode. Okay, negatively charged ion towards the anode, positively charged ion towards the cathode. Students, are you completely okay with the diagram?
Yes, ma'am.
One
Yes,
more thing,
ma'am.
students, remember what we will write here. Firstly, we will write main topic here, that we are studying about the manufacturing of NaOH. After that we will write, I am telling you how to write. After that you will write this complete thing. From here, this one, chlorine gas is given off at anode and hydrogen gas at the cathode. Sodium hydroxide solution is formed near the cathode. The three products produced in this process are all useful. Okay, After that, we will prepare the diagram. We will prepare the diagram. Hmm? One more thing, students. After preparing the diagram, you will write the uses of chlorine, uses of hydrogen, and uses of brine containing NaOH as a different topic. Are you getting the point? How to write this topic, and you have to prepare your notes. Any day I can check. Okay, friends?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Next is bleaching powder. Next topic is bleaching powder. Have you ever heard about the word bleach? Bleaching powder.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
L-
ma'am.
Let me know what is the meaning of word bleach, bleaching powder.
Ma'am, sometimes we use it for clothes to remove excess stains.
Huh. Bleach means it removes the color. In this way, stains are also removed. Okay, so we will do the topic bleaching powder. So, bleaching powder. Chlorine is produced during the formation of NaOH. Okay, in the above process, in chloralkali process, chlorine is also produced. So,
Yes,
this
ma'am.
chlorine is used for the manufacture of bleaching powder. How bleaching powder is produced? When chlorine reacts with this one. What is this compound CaOH whole twice?
Calcium hydroxide or slaked
Calcium.
lime.
Very good. Calcium hydroxide. Hydroxide, OH ions are there. As OH ions are there, calcium hydroxide, so it is base. Okay, calcium hydroxide, it is base. So, and its general name is slaked lime. When it reacts with chlorine, we get bleaching powder along with water. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
so we will write, students, underline it so that whenever you get time, you start preparing notes. Actually, same notes are here. That's why I am telling you from the books. Okay, so here chlorine, underline with me, produced during the electrolysis of aqueous sodium chloride, means brine solution. This chlorine gas is used for manufacture of bleaching powder. Bleaching powder is produced by the action of chlorine on dry slaked lime. Bleaching powder, bas, this sufficient. After that, write down this equation. Okay, friends?
Yes, ma'am.
And after that, we will write uses of bleaching powder. Very small topic. Uses of bleaching powder for bleaching cotton and linen in the textile industry, for bleaching wood pulp in paper factories, and for bleaching washed clothes in laundry. It is used as an oxidizing agent in many chemical industries and to make drinking water free from germs. Students, can you tell me what are oxidizing agents? Ishan, what are oxidizing agents?
Ma'am, which reduce H O hydrogen ions.
Anybody else? What are oxidizing agents? We have done in first chapter.
Ma'am,
Hmm.
which help The molecule to get oxidized
हाँ, very
are
good.
known as oxidizing agents.
ऑक्सीडाइजिंग एजेंट्स एंड रिड्यूस्ड इटसेल्फ, ऑक्सीडाइजिंग एजेंट अपने को रिड्यूस करते हैं और साथ
हाँ,
वाले
और
को
दूसरों को
ऑक्सीडाइज
देते
करते
हैं.
हैं. वेरी गुड. ऑल ऑफ यू आर ओके विद इट?
Yes, ma'am.
Next topic we will do baking soda. So, can anyone tell me, have you ever heard the name baking soda? Where we use baking soda? Anything?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. One by one, let me know. Firstly, Thanya.
Ma'am, sometimes it is used for cooking,
Hmm.
to in food items that need to puff up a lot, or like
Yeah.
पकोड़े में use करते हैं.
Okay, okay. Anybody else?
Can you repeat the question?
I'm asking that now we will study about the
Ma'am,
baking soda. So,
ma'am,
एक second. Have you ever heard about the name baking soda and where we use it?
Ma'am, it is used in cakes and everything.
Cakes, pakoda, dhokla. Yes, Ishan, you continue. Not in everything. Yes, yes. Where we need puffy.
मैम
हाँ,
उससे हम बेकिंग पाउडर बना सकते हैं.
बेकिंग पाउडर बना सकते हैं. ओके. आयुक्ता,
मैम हो गया सब.
सब इतना ही पता था? ठीक है, चलो. देखो, नाउ वी विल study about the topic baking soda. Baking soda is commonly used in the kitchen for making tasty, crispy pakoras, etc. Sometimes it is added for faster cooking. इससे फास्टर कुकिंग भी होती है. द केमिकल नेम ऑफ कंपाउंड इज सोडियम हाइड्रोजन कार्बोनेट. स्टूडेंट्स, इट इज बेकिंग सोडा. ओके. It is used to make food fluffy and crispy, tasty, and its general name is sodium hydrogen carbonate. Can anyone tell me the formula of sodium hydrogen carbonate?
NaHCO3.
NaHCO3. Is it basic salt or acidic salt?
Basic salt.
Firstly, it is salt. Why? Because it is formed by the combination of
Acid and base.
which base?
Sodium hydroxide.
Sodium hydroxide base with
Carbonic.
H2CO3. And NaOH is strong base or weak base?
Strong base.
And H2CO3,
Weak base.
weak
No, weak
base.
acid.
Weak acid. So NaOH plus HCO3. Yesterday we have done these all things, and HOH will give you water and NaHCO3 will give you weak, sorry, NaHCO3 is basic salt. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So we will write that the baking soda is commonly used in the kitchen for making tasty crispy pakoras. Sometimes it is added for faster cooking. These are uses. You no need to write it in starting, students. Include these lines in uses of baking soda. Okay. So you will write the topic name baking soda. These two lines you will write in the last. When we will write uses of baking soda, you will start from here. The chemical name of the compound is sodium hydrogen carbonate. It is produced using sodium chloride as one of the raw material. Students, we are studying about the uses of sodium chloride. Okay. After that, we have to write this equation. NaCl reacts with water, carbon dioxide, ammonia, giving ammonium chloride along with sodium hydrogen carbonate. Anyone wants to say something as I shared my screen? So not
Ma'am, may
possible.
I just come in 2 minutes?
Sure. Students, we will not write this is this one, but still we will discuss about it. Ayupta, read it.
Ma'am, from where?
Did you check the pH of?
Did you check the pH of sodium hydrogen carbonate in activity 2.14? Can you correlate why it can be used to neutralize an acid? It is a mild non-corrosive basic salt. The following reaction takes place when it is heated during cooking.
Cooking. Students, we will not write these lines because we already discussed about it in previous topic. S- And as I told you, sodium hydrogen carbonate is basic salt. So what about its pH? It will be greater or less than 7 or equal to 7?
Greater than 7.
Greater than 7. We discussed about it yesterday in last topic, so no need to write here. You simply write the following. As we discussed in the starting of baking soda, that baking soda makes food crispy fluffy. Okay, as it is basic salt, but still it is not non corrosive. It is non corrosive. Okay, it is not corrosive, so we use it as edible products. What is the reason behind this, that we use it as edible product? Because when sodium hydrogen carbonate is heated, it gives sodium carbonate along with water along with carbon dioxide. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, is this reaction important just like the other one?
Yes, 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 yes. Important. You can get this equation in 1 mark, that which reaction takes place during the cooking when sodium hydrogen carbonate is added, and this carbon dioxide makes food fluffy, spongy. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Now uses of baking soda. So first use we will write from the first line of this topic. Baking soda is used in the kitchen for making tasty crispy pakoras. It is added for faster cooking. 2 lines from there you will write. And after that we will write from here. Students, are you getting how to prepare notes?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Because here in notes not complete thing, but here in book all things are given. So uses of baking soda, which is baking, sorry, एक second students, here they are telling about baking soda. So from baking soda we get baking powder. Have you ever heard about the baking powder?
Yes, ma'am. Usually that is more ideal for baking cakes.
Yes, for baking case it is more ideal. Why? Because when baking soda, sodium hydrogen carbonate reacts with tartaric acid. Tartaric acid, students, actually as we use it in like sour products, acids are sour, and in acids we have H plus ion.
Yes, ma'am.
They are not discussing about the formulas of tartaric acid or any other edible acid. They are only telling that if it is acid we will get H plus ion.
Yes, ma'am.
So what will happen? Carbon dioxide is eliminated, hydrogen, water, and sodium salt of acid
From any acid?
from any acid,
Okay.
edible acid. That's why they are giving here only H plus. It is not possible to learn formulas of all edible acids. This reaction is also important, students, because you can get in 1 mark. Suppose you are writing for uses of baking soda, you can write there how baking powder is formed by the baking soda. Okay, so NaHCO3 plus H plus gives you carbon dioxide, water, and sodium salt of acid. Carbon dioxide produced here, what is the use of it? it can cause bread or cake to rise, making them soft and spongy. Sodium hydrogen carbonate NaHCO3 is also an ingredient in antacids. Who will explain antacids?
Ma'am, can I?
Yeah.
Ma'am, anti-acid, right?
हाँ एंटासिड्स ठीक है वही है एक्चुअल में.
Ma'am, so in our stomach we have HCl, and when the HCl reaches our esophagus and we feel acidity,
Hmm.
we take antacids to normalize or neutralize the.
Neutralize excess acid in the stomach and provides relief. Very good. Okay. And it is also used in soda acid fire extinguishers. What are fire extinguishers? Fire extinguishers.
Which can
Ma'am,
extinguish fire.
Hmm.
ma'am, the definition is literally in the name. How do we?
It is prepared by soda acid. Means this one baking soda with acid, and it acts as fire extinguisher. Okay. Now next last topic is washing soda. I will tell you some important points related to it. And students, you have to prepare notes. In acids, base and salt, we have all the things in our textbook. Not extra thing, nothing. Okay. I think it is not last topic. One more topic is also there. एक second. Yes,
Ma'am,
crystals.
crystallization.
Crystallization is there. It is the last of the uses of sodium chloride. Sodium chloride, which is sodium chloride solution, which is known as brine solution. Another chemical that can be obtained by brine solution is washing soda. Students, when I was a student, so frankly speaking, many times I faced confusion. NaHCO3, its general name, chemical name, formulas, we should know all the things. And Na2CO3. If you can learn easily, that's good, but I'm telling you my experience. So sometimes I have seen these two salts and another confusion, which one is baking soda, which one is washing soda. I never learnt it. Then I made a trick. It is sodium bicarbonate. Okay, the name of this one, sodium bicarbonate, bi b, so it is baking soda. I really faced this situation many times. Again I am looking at these two salts, I am again confused which one is washing soda, which one is baking soda. So if you are not confused, you can learn according to your way. But the situation which I faced, according to that, I am telling you sodium bicarbonate means baking soda, and remaining one is washing soda. Okay.
मैम
Hmm.
मैम मैंने जो इसका है ऐसे बना लिया
Hmm.
कि वॉशिंग सोडा का उल्टा है बेसिंग बेकिंग सोडा
वॉशिंग सोडा का
क्योंकि
उल्टा.
देखो बेकिंग सोडा में एच है
बेकिंग. ओके.
और एच से क्या बनता है H2O वाटर
Hmm.
और वाटर से हम यूटेंसिल्स को क्या कर सकते हैं
साफ.
वॉश
Hmm.
फिर वो उससे उल्टा बन गया अगर अगर एच है तो मतलब इसका उल्टा लिखना है एच की
ठीक.
जगह टू लगा दो
ठीक है. Apply your trick which I faced, I told you. So student, another uses of sodium chloride is Na2CO3 dot 10H2O. अब ये क्या आ गया dot 10H2O? Have you ever observed about this?
मल्टीप्लाई मल्टीप्लाई
Multi, actually
10 molecules of what?
10 molecules of water. Students, this type of water which is not reacting with the salt, which is not reacting with the salt, but it is present there. This type of water molecules are known as water of crystallization. Are you okay with it?
Yes, ma'am.
So Sodium chloride is washing soda. You have seen above that sodium carbonate can be obtained by heating baking soda. Recrystallization of sodium carbonate gives washing soda. It is also a which type of salt?
Basic salt.
Basic salt. So students, here when sodium carbonate reacts with 10H2O, it is giving simple washing soda. Only this reaction is present in your syllabus. Recrystallization of sodium carbonate. Okay. So while preparing the notes, what you will do? You will write the topic sodium, sorry, you will write the topic washing soda. Its chemical name is sodium carbonate. Okay.
Ma'am,
So
but why does that happen? Like,
this crystallization,
yes, ma'am, why
I,
do those molecules
huh,
do not react with?
not reacting. Separate. I will tell you in next topic. Next topic we are getting the same.
Okay.
Okay, so you can write it here. You will write the topic washing soda. After that you will write that the another chemical we will not write, because as we are writing for washing soda, simply you will write NaCl, washing soda. Student, write it down. First word you will write washing soda. Second word can be obtained from sodium chloride. We will make line in this way. Okay. After that, recrystallization of sodium carbonate gives washing soda, and it is also a basic salt. Okay, friends.
Yes, ma'am.
So you got the point. So another chemical that can be obtained from sodium chloride, sorry, washing soda can be obtained from sodium chloride. Recrystallization of sodium carbonate gives washing soda. It is also basic salt. Students, underline it in proper way. Whenever you get time, you can prepare your notes. Read this line. No need to write, only read it. Why does, read it.
Why does 10H2, what does 10H2O signify? Does it make Na2CO3 wet?
Hmm.
We will address this question in the next section.
Next section. Means 10H2O. It wet the washing soda. If not, then what it signify we will study in next section. No need to write this one. These are only saying sodium carbonate, sodium hydrogen carbonate are useful chemicals for many industrial processes as well. Now, uses of washing soda. Washing soda, it is used, you have to, students, learn these points, because in objective questions you can get any point. So you have to learn this one. Sodium carbonate is used in glass, soap and paper industries. It is used in the manufacture of sodium compounds such as borax. You have to learn it only. About formula, about anything, no need to learn. Sodium carbonate can be used as cleaning agent for domestic purposes. It is used for removing permanent hardness of water. You have to write all these 4 points. Okay, students, are you highlighting in your textbook?
Ma'am,
Yes,
ma'am, I have a doubt.
yes.
Ma'am, here it is written that it is used for removing permanent hardness of water.
Hmm.
And what does that mean?
Hardness of water. Have you ever heard that water is hard?
Yes, ma'am, my
There are
father often says that.
father, oh, sorry. Water is hard. It means there are some chemicals which makes water hard. Sometimes you felt like the taps are white spot of water. If there are some drops of water, that place looks appear white. Okay,
Okay,
so
ma'am.
that one is hard water. You will study about the hard water. Actually, I studied in post graduation, but maybe nowadays you study in 11th and 12th grade if you will have chemistry, by which chemicals water becomes hard and how Na2CO3 reacts with those chemicals, those minerals, making it hardness free. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Next, now it is last topic. Are the crystals of salts really dry? Crystals. Can anyone explain me the meaning of word crystals? Crystals. What do you mean by crystals? No one. Ishan, what do you mean by crystals?
Ma'am, they are rocky like substances which are shiny.
Shiny. Crystals. Very
Most of,
good.
most of the time shiny.
Shiny. As we have sugar crystals, mishri crystals at our home. Prisha, read activity 2.15.
Yes, ma'am. Heat a few crystals of copper sulfate in a dry boiling tube. What is the color of the copper sulfate after heating? Do you notice water droplets in the boiling tube? Where have these come from? Add 2-3 drops of water on the sample of copper sulfate obtained after heating.
Hmm.
What do you observe? Is the blue color of copper sulfate restored?
Restored. Here, what they are saying, we have taken crystals of copper sulfate. Can anyone tell me the formula of copper sulfate?
CuSO4.
C U
CuSO4.
CuSO4. And here, five molecules of water of crystallization. Then its color is blue. When it is with water molecule, its color is blue. Okay. When we heat it, it turns white. It turns white because five molecules of water is lost. Tanya, start to
Yes, ma'am.
read from here.
Ma'am, from copper sulfate.
Copper sulfate.
Copper sulfate crystals, which seem to be dry, contain water of crystallization. When we heat the crystals, this water is removed and the salt turns white. If you moisten the crystals again with water, you will find that blue color of the crystals
Appear.
reappears.
एक second students. So copper sulfate crystals, when it is dry, okay, then it turns white. When these crystals again gain water, it again become blue. Are you okay with it? Now the topic, the question is what is water of crystallization? What is water of crystallization? You have to write down the heading water of crystallization in your notebook. Okay, write it down. I will tell you how to write. One more thing before continuing, students, CuSO4, which type of salt it is? Acidic or basic? Just for a revision
Acidic,
purpose. Why it is acidic?
because sulfuric acid.
It is formed by CuOH whole twice plus H2SO4 combination, and H2SO4 is a strong acid,
Yes, ma'am.
so it is acidic salt.
Ma'am,
Very
is
good.
calcium hydroxide like a mild base or
Calcium hydroxide will be yes, not so strong as NaOH. Okay,
yes, ma'am.
you have to write down the topic water of crystallization is the fixed number of water molecules present in one formula unit of a salt. Okay, okay friends.
Yes, ma'am.
After that, firstly you will write the topic water of crystallization. Student, mark it in your notebook. Oh, sorry, textbook. so that you can write easily in your notebook. So water of crystallization, it is the fixed number of water molecules present in one formula unit of salt. After that you will write example. 5 molecules are present in one formula unit of copper sulfate. Simple, you will write hydrated copper sulfate is CuSO4.5H2O. Okay, so with copper sulfate, 5 molecules of water of crystallization, and with washing soda, with washing soda, 10 molecules of water of crystallization. Okay, students, are you getting?
Yes, ma'am.
On other
Yes,
salt
ma'am.
which possess water of crystallization is gypsum. Here they are asking, now you would be able to answer the question whether the molecule of Na2CO3.10H2O is wet. Who will explain this one? Yes, students, who will reply? Students, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
So let me know the answer for this one. No need to write in your notebook, only answer me. Now you would be able to answer the question where the molecule of Na2CO3.10H2O is wet. Who will reply, friend? Yes or no? Will it be wet or seems dry?
Ma'am, it
Mm,
will be wet.
No, dry. I told you the same thing. Copper sulfate crystals. It have 5 molecules of water in case of copper sulfate, but still it looks dry. When we heat it, water molecules are evaporated and its color turns blue to white. Are you
Right.
okay with it? Water of crystallization, water as a molecule present in the crystals. But it doesn't mean that the it feels wet. Okay? Okay, friends.
yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Another
ma'am.
example is gypsum. Gypsum, it is CaSO4.2H2O. It has 2 molecules of water of crystallization. You have to write these examples. Firstly, you will write water of crystallization. Okay. After that, you will write that the copper sulfate has 5, sodium carbonate has 10, gypsum has 2 water of crystallization, 2 water molecules of crystallization, and you can learn this line. If you want, you can write this line, otherwise, you can simply understand this line that the crystals will not appear wet. Now, we will study about the plaster of Paris. Plaster of Paris, have you ever heard? Students, what is gypsum? I told you.
Ma'am, a hard solid substance.
Gypsum CaSO4 having 2H2O. And what is plaster of Paris? It is calcium sulfate. Calcium sulfate
Ma'am,
सबको
a
याद है?
powdery mass.
हाँ, calcium sulfate हो गया CaSO4. और what is the meaning of word hemi? Hemisphere, have you ever heard?
Half.
Ma'am,
You can have.
half.
Half. And hydrate means half molecules of water. This is water of crystallization here. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And plaster of Paris. It is used by the doctors for plaster purpose, plaster for supporting fractures. Have you ever seen white?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is plaster of Paris. It is white powder, and on mixing with water it gives gypsum, and again it become hard. Plaster of Paris. Have you ever heard that उसने पीओपी का काम कराया है घर पर?
Yes, ma'am.
This is plaster of Paris. When it reacts with water, it gives gypsum, which is hard substance. Students, did you get the concept of this one? We have done water of crystallization. In your notebook, make students write it in your textbook so that you can prepare your notes very well. It is very important to prepare the notes for the examination. Whenever you
Excuse
get
me.
time, yes,
Ma'am, why it is called plaster of Paris?
it is general name. Means
Yes,
no
ma'am.
reason behind this. Actually, I think it is related to Paris something. I read it about it in 12th grade, I think so. Okay, I
Yes,
will tell
ma'am.
you after checking. So,
Okay, ma'am.
students, you have to write water of crystallization. After that, you will write three examples: copper sulfate 5H2O, washing soda 10H2O, gypsum 2H2O. After that, you will write the heading plaster of Paris. After writing the heading plaster of Paris, you will write on heating gypsum at 373 Kelvin, it loses water molecules and becomes calcium sulfate hemihydrate. This is called plaster of Paris. After that, you will write the heading uses. Uses, sorry, the substance which doctors use as plaster for supporting fractured bones in right position. After that, you will make different point for this one. Plaster of Paris is a white powder, and on mixing with water it changes to gypsum, once again giving hard solid mass. Okay, so CaSO4 half H2O gives you sorry, CaSO4 half H2 means plaster of Paris, here half, and in gypsum we know two molecules of water of crystallization, so it will react with 1.5 H2O giving gypsum. Students, now we will study about this. Tanya, read it. Read this paragraph.
Yes, ma'am. Note that only half a water molecule is shown to be attached as water of crystallization. How can you get half a water molecule? It is written in this form because two formula units of calcium sulfate share one molecule of water. Plaster of Paris is used for making toys, materials for decoration, and for making surfaces smooth. Try to find out why is calcium sulfate hemihydrate called plaster of Paris.
Hmm. Students, what they are saying, that the plaster of Paris means COSO4 having half H2O. So how can water molecule be half? So it doesn't mean that it is having half H2O. Actually, proper formula is 2CaSO4 dot H2O. Okay, it means the ratio between the calcium sulfate and water molecule is 2 is to 1. Okay, so it is shown like this. Are you okay with it?
Yes, ma'am.
And calcium hemihydrate called plaster of Paris, I found this answer because of its preparation from the abundant gypsum found in Paris. Gypsum is found in Paris, okay, and from it plaster of Paris is prepared. That's why it is called plaster of Paris. Okay, friends.
Yes, ma'am.
Students, this week what you will do, you will prepare your notes on next on coming Saturday when it will be science class. I will check. Okay, and during the class, and next chapter we have to start electricity, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So, firstly, we will discuss about these questions. I will take it as revision part, not now. On coming Saturday, we will start electricity and we will discuss about these questions so that you can revise acid, base, and salt. This week only you have to prepare notes of acids, bases, and salt. Okay, it will not take so much time. Student, yesterday we started sample papers
Yes, ma'am.
and we have done, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4. Prisha,
Yes, ma'am.
yesterday you were not there. We started sample paper. All of your
Yes, ma'am.
answers still here. Fifth, correct.
Hmm.
We discussed only 5 questions. Now
Yes,
we
ma'am.
will discuss about the sixth question. As yesterday I told you that you have to put all the things with you. When an
Yes,
object is placed beyond C in front of concave mirror, then the position of the image W B. Although it is an objective type question, but still you have to prepare diagram for it right now.
yes, ma'am. I've drawn a diagram in the upper side of the paper.
No, no, upper side you prepared, I know, but right now you have to prepare in proper way in your notebook.
Okay, ma'am.
Prepare it, all of you. I will check. And don't show me old diagram. You can take help from your book, no problem. Thania, Ayukta, are you preparing? Ishan,
Yes, ma'am.
prepare it right now.
Yes, ma'am.
In proper way you have to prepare. Don't prepare rough diagram. Use scale, compass if you use. Show proper rays. And after preparing, let me know. Done, students?
Yes, ma'am.
मैम अभी तो स्टार्ट किया है,
अब तो इतनी देर से क्या कर रहे थे?
मम्मी ने बुला लिया था।
कोई बात नहीं, मैं इसका कॉन्सेप्ट बताती हूँ, फिर मैं चेक करती हूँ आपने कैसे कैसे बनाया। दिस वन इज विच टाइप ऑफ मिरर?
Convex.
Concave.
Done, ma'am.
Okay, wait type है. And it is center of curvature. It is focal. Student, radius. What is the relation between radius of curvature and focus?
Ma'am, F by 2.
Radius of curvature is double of focal length.
Oh, sorry, 2F.
2f. Okay. And what is told in this question? Placed beyond C in front of concave mirror. So rays firstly will go like this, and after when
Ma'am,
ray,
it will pass. Ma'am, we can do it like we can pass it through the center of curvature
huh,
and then through the focus.
yes, yes, definitely we can do. Two rays we have to show, and here image will be formed. So what will be the position of the image between
Between C and F.
Between C and F.
C and F?
डन मैम।
X.